So we've been talking about sort of a dating concept, which is matching energy.
Yes.
We kind of spontaneously have been talking about it over the last couple of weeks, where we have found it effective when we're doing our texting tutor, when we help a Bert Show listener text somebody else, mostly a guy texting a girl on a date or vice versa, that you want to match their energy in their text exchange.
I don't know why we never thought about this before, but his responses were coming in very just kind of meh. And I'm like, we need to match his energy. Like, we don't need to come too under or too over. We just need to match it. And I don't know why we've never done that before.
It's a really smart strategy in looking back at it, because those first couple of months of dating, even when people say, I don't want to play games, I hate games, you got to play a little bit of games, right? So one is wondering, and the other one is wondering also, am I showing too much? Am I not showing enough? So somebody's got to make that first move. And when they do, match their energy. Yeah. Which is what this email is all about right here also. She says, should she give him her energy or not? Because he's like kind of lukewarm right now. If you want to get in on this, 1-855-BERT-SHOW. Hey, Bert Show, help. Finding myself in need of your sage, unbiased advice. We have never given out either one of those. Sage. You must be talking about another morning show. I matched with a guy from another state on Tinder, and we hit it off right away. Banter was great. We shared a lot of hobbies in common. We just got along really well. Kristen, we could almost say that they had
a connection.
A connection? Oh my God, a connection.
It's a connection.
Fast forward, and we agreed I'd come visit him. Obviously, this comes with a lot of anxiety. So we talked about it and agreed we wouldn't waste each other's time, and he wouldn't waste my money. We discussed how we were both looking for something more substantial, and both had our fun already. We agreed not to ghost each other once we met in person and communicate if things weren't working out. Okay, this sounds very, very mature.
It's kind of sad that you have to make that disclaimer.
I know,
at this point in life. Let's not ghost each other here.
I know, right? Can we just have enough dignity and respect that we just don't go? That's where the bar is set.
That's where we at.
All right. But I guess she's saying, look, if I'm going to come visit you, let's just set up some rules here, man.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
Fair enough. She says, I should preface this by saying I agreed to visit him because he has children who he has full custody of, and his work schedule is difficult to work around. We picked 2 days where he did not have his kids to spend time together. Now, been 3 weeks since that meeting, and I thought we had a really great time. We agreed, we had fun together, and he even said he'd like me to visit him again. So, what's the issue? He's no longer communicating as he did before we met, and it started day one post-visit. I find myself initiating the conversation, and he isn't responding for hours or even full days. I can feel the shift, and this leads me to believe he's no longer interested. I asked what was wrong. He said he was just under a lot of stress and pulls back from people to focus on his kids. I understand this completely. I know jobs, school, and life in general are stressful, and it's important to spend time with your kids when you can. So what should I do? Should I completely match energies with him and just not speak to him until or if he reaches out to me again and explain how I'm feeling? Should I continue our conversation as if nothing is wrong in hopes it'll go back to the way it was? Or should I basically end this by explaining how I feel and wish him good luck? I don't want to add any stress to his life by being dramatic, but the whole situation is stressing me out. Thanks for the advice. Wanderlusting for what could have been is how she signs it. It's very dramatic. Wanderlusting for what could have been.
All right, this is impeccable timing because an account I follow on Instagram posted this TikTok of a girl who she's dating a guy, and she goes, I'm going to do a test, and I always initiate conversation. I'm not going to text him and waiting to see how long he takes to text me. So one day goes by. Then 2 days go by. Then 3 days go by. And then she's like, I broke up with him because I deserve better.
Booyah.
Yeah.
That's
100.
a great woman right there.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, she was, it was so on point. So if you are constantly initiating the conversation right now, yes, I do think you need to match energy. If he's stressed, then give him the time. And then I would not text him until he texts you. And if he doesn't, then you need to let him go.
I think you 100% match energy in a case like this. Like Bert said earlier, you have to play somewhat of this game. Like, you hate to admit it, but when you're in this dating phase, and now that I'm back in it, I can assure you nothing has changed. It is the same thing, and it's unfortunate, but especially when it comes to a guy, because I always believe, like we always say, if a guy wants you, you're not going to have to do all of this guessing. You're not going to have to do all this playing and waiting around. He's going to come get you. So, yeah, if it all changed up after that one visit, I don't know what it was about that visit that changed it, but it was something. And at this point, no, I don't communicate with him unless he reaches out to me.
Maybe when she's talking to herself with all of these details, she's so close to it, obviously, because it's her, that she doesn't see the obvious. But as I'm reading it, it's clear as day. I mean, they went out, they hung out for a weekend. One of two things are going to happen when you take off. If he's totally excited about you and where this is heading, you're going to know it. If something changed and he's not as excited, you're going to feel that, which is what he is showing you right now. This doesn't have anything to do with stress or focusing on the kids. I think matching his energy, because we really don't know where his head is at, is 100% the only way to go.
Because focusing on the kids and all that other stuff is legit, but why wasn't it a problem before we met?
Yeah.
It's all of a sudden a problem now?
Yeah.
Something not right.
He's showing you everything already.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched? Well, you can get a lot more of The Bert Show for free on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.